If you've stood at a bus stop in Croydon in recent years, sweltering in 30-degree heat with no shade, or getting soaked in a rainstorm, you're not alone. That's because in 2021, Croydon Council decided to hire a dodgy company with no track record in the business to replace all 185 of its council-run bus shelters. The company, Valo Smart City, promised the cash-strapped Croydon Council some £600,000 a year in advertising money, and all they wanted in return was a slice of the shelter's revenues. Sounds too good to be true, eh? And it was. Valo promptly tore down all the council-operated bus shelters in Croydon, never replaced them, and went totally broke. It's a story that involves the Dubai Roads and Transportation Authority, an alleged £500,000 settlement offer from a broke company that, surprise, never materialised, and a dodgy CEO, you couldn't make this up, with the surname Sutton. This is the all too familiar story of the £500,000 Croydon bus stop scam.
That was recorded, by the way.
Before we get into the show, here's a quick aside. And no, this is not a sponsor, but we are heavily indebted to Stephen Downs and the team at Inside Croydon. These great local journalists did a lot of the legwork to obtain the key information presented in this story. So if you're old enough to appreciate written journalism without hyperactive lizard brain edits to keep you engaged, you really should go check them out. In all seriousness though, they are the OGs of the Croydon local journalism game, and they've supported us in the past, so go give them some of your time. Croydon's bus shelters first started disappearing in May 2021. Before that, the situation here was already an outlier among London boroughs. Only Croydon and Camden run their own bus shelters, with the rest leaving it up to TfL to deal with. Croydon previously had a contract with essential monopoly bus stop advertising supplier JCDecaux. But as the council's bankrupt status became clear, it decided to save some money by listening to the sweet promises of one Isaac Sutton and his company, Valo Smart City. According to their website, Valo Smart City certainly does something.
We are a holistic smart city integrator. We transform a city's utilities, infrastructure and other municipal assets into a connected digital platform to integrate and deploy smart city services. Valo forms a long-term public-private partnership with public bodies to develop, operate and maintain city assets. The result enables cross-departmental integration that forms a basis of a holistic smart city.
Sutton said that the project would cost the council next to nothing, as it would reclaim all the money they spent through advertisements. The shiny new smart bus stops would also include free Wi-Fi, integrated CCTV and footfall and air quality monitors. Valo also produced these renderings through international architecture firm Grimshaw. Interestingly, Valo also said that they wanted seats at every single bus shelter, but Croydon Police said that this would encourage loitering. Imagine people waiting around at a bus stop. The company's representatives said that among other things they considered putting loudspeakers at the bus shelters to discourage people and pigeons from hanging about too long. But the council rejected that idea. In the end though, Sutton's Smooper Smart Technobabble won over the council and they cancelled the contract with JCDecaux.
Our interest is owed to the region's sizable young population economic growth trajectory, and the certainty of our plans is owed to our business proposition and partnership model, where our partners bring the city and we bring the smart.
In May 2021, or sometime around then, Valo was granted the contract with Croydon Council to rebuild 185 bus shelters. 3 years and 2 months later, 185 bus shelters have been torn down and not a single new one has been built, leaving Croydon Council hundreds of thousands of pounds out of pocket in extra paid working hours, missing ad revenue and legal costs. Plus, thousands of people left shivering in the cold or sweltering in 30-degree heat while waiting for their bus. Meanwhile, Valo Smart City's owner Isaac Sutton has done a runner, owing $1 million in debt. So, where did it all go wrong? Well, a cursory look at Isaac Sutton's past business experience, or seeming lack of it, might have revealed some reasons. Sutton is a New York-based businessman who founded highly successful companies that you might have heard of, like GOLP Global Inc. or Tarsia Limited. LinkedIn says the latter has some 500 employees, but only one of them was registered on the platform, Sutton himself. Tarsia Limited's listed website domain has also expired. Basically, not one of the companies that Sutton has headed up has any solid online presence or press coverage. In fact, a simple search of legal case information aggregator Trellis Law reveals that Isaac Sutton of New York has faced 14 dockets in US courts over the past 4 years. Elsewhere at Valo, since 2021, its listed secretary has been one Mark Andrew Forsyth, a solicitor based in Leicestershire who in 2020 was sentenced on drink driving charges. He was banned from driving for 15 months and given a £15,000 fine. A judge said Forsyth failed to act with integrity and failed to protect the trust placed in him and the provision of legal services. Sounds like a pair of right trustworthy characters, eh? But, as someone on Croydon Council clearly did, let's give them the benefit of the doubt this time. Let's go out into the world and see what Valo Smart City has delivered elsewhere, shall we? Yeah, there's nothing. This entrepreneur.com bio of Sutton says that in 2020, Valo Smart City secured a 20-year deal with the Roads and Transport Authority of Dubai. But that isn't mentioned anywhere on Valo's website or anywhere else we can find online. The company was only founded in 2020 using its registered address as a Regus office space on Lansdowne Road in Croydon, just up here. So, at the risk of repeating an earlier video, how did a company with little to no provable experience in their field and a dodgy CEO get a 10-year contract with Croydon Council? Well, according to sources who spoke to Inside Croydon, the deal between Valo and the council was brokered by a firm called UK Partnerships, headed up by ex-Tony Blair government minister and MP Phil Willis. UK Partnerships specialises in our old friend PPP, or public-private partnerships. Could it be that a dodgy American businessman paid Phil Willis to introduce him to Croydon Council without doing due diligence checks? None of that mattered at the time to the profligate Croydon Council, who were presumably preoccupied sorting out 200 million quid owed by brick, another PPP that pissed public pounds up the proverbial wall. Who said that? What? As you might expect, less than a year after signing the contract, it became clear that Valo Smart City was not going to be able to deliver the bus stops they had promised. They missed an August 2021 deadline, and then more deadlines after that. In fact, Valo failed to file its accounts with Companies House in 2021. By 2022, bailiffs were visiting its offices in Lansdowne Road, Croydon, behind me, and found it deserted. This company credit check database says that the last time Valo filed its accounts, it had £660 in the bank and £1.19 million in debts. Among their creditors are Croydon Council, various contractors and providers, and the US Securities and Exchange Commission. The SEC says Sutton owes them $25,000 over making false claims about his pandemic mask selling business. Coincidentally, UK Partnerships, who helped broker the deal between Croydon Council and Valo, were also in the pandemic PPE procurement game. We also found 2 separate cases of one-time Valo employees who said they were owed £25,000 by the company. When new Mayor Jason Perry took over leadership of Croydon Council in 2022, he promised to fix the bus stop shelter problem and sue Valo in the process. Spoilers, he hasn't. 2 and a bit years after Mayor Perry took over, 185 bus shelters remain unreplaced, and he hasn't sued Valo. Maybe because, as Inside Croydon reported in 2022, he accepted a £500,000 settlement offer from Valo to not sue them. Okay, hang on, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just love your channel. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, have you seen it?
Brilliant.
Big up, no, thank you, man. That's £500,000, £500,000 from a company that any random guy on the internet like me can see has no money. But Mayor Perry accepted it. Needless to say, Croydon Council never got a penny of that settlement, and the whole saga dragged on for another 18 months. Earlier this year, the council announced that it was opening the tender for its new bus shelters, a process that can take up to a year to complete. However, even more recently, it seems like they read up about the sunk cost fallacy on Wikipedia and decided that they would return operation of the council's bus shelters to TfL.
When I became mayor, I promised I would resolve this issue for our residents and get the much-needed bus shelters back on the streets of Croydon. Unfortunately, it has taken longer than I would have liked owing to contractual consideration. Our residents have been massively let down by this failed Valo contract. leaving them without shelters for the past 4 years. We will continue to pursue all options, including taking legal action against Valo to recover losses. This potential partnership with TfL, who have the expertise in this area, will make sure the bus shelters are returned to our streets in a much speedier fashion.
Well, yeah, it's not hard to be quicker than 3.5 years, is it, mate? So, what happened to Isaac Sutton? Who knows? He's long gone. It's not clear how much, if any, money Sutton made from Valo Smart City, or how they ran up so much debt. Despite attempting to contact him via several personal emails, contact forms and phone numbers, we received no reply. Just like a good chunk of Croydon's local bus shelters, Ike Sutton has disappeared. And he's taken a whole load of money from the council, local suppliers and just about everyone else involved with him. So, next time you're waiting under a bus shelter in your local area, be thankful that no one on your council decided to employ a dodgy American businessman offering pie-in-the-sky deals to replace them. Let us know what you think about this story in the comments, and as always, keep watching the Cronks.